Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for joining me this week. So this week I've got 3 suggestions on how we can motivate and inspire our students. And so if you're interested in this topic, then please keep on watching. Okay, so this week I'm going to be talking about 3 ways to inspire and motivate students. And by no means this is an exhaustive list. So if you have any suggestions on how you inspire and motivate your students, please put it in the comment section below. So the 3 ways that I use is, the first way is building strong relationships and rapport. So really get to know your students as humans, get to know their hobbies, get to know their family situation, especially if they have siblings in the school, get to know who they are as human beings. And I think that that's really important. Students that come into your class, they're not robots where we just transmit mathematical knowledge or information into their brains, but there's that human connection that we bring. And that's why I think teachers will never be replaced by textbooks or AI or videos, because we bring that empathy, that compassion, and that understanding to our students. So number 1, how do we inspire and motivate our students? Get to know them and build strong relationships. Number 2 is about not using negative punishments or negative reinforcement on your students, because I just don't think it works. And as a parent, I can say it didn't work. As a parent and as a classroom teacher for 30 years in the classroom, negative reinforcement and telling your students off, telling your children off just doesn't work. However, you want your students to understand that there are consequences when they actually don't follow instructions, or where they don't actually follow the protocols and the rules of the school or the expectations of the classroom. And so how do we actually help our students to understand that important idea of responsibility and accountability? I think it's important to always focus on the positive and the strengths of any child, and to really help children flourish in terms of their talents. And maybe when they come into your classroom, maybe they've had such bad experiences of mathematics learning, they actually hate maths. And it's our role then to help them to understand the beauty and the creativity of our subject area. Maybe it's maths, maybe it's English, maybe it's science. And by telling them off, by using negative punishments, is not going to do that. So instead of that, I suggest that we use positive reinforcement, and it has to be constructive as well. So it's not just about giving praise for the sake of giving praise and saying, well done for this, well done for this, you're perfect in this, you're perfect for that. But you can start off with, this is the strengths of this particular solution, let's say, and the thinking of where you're going, and then posing a question to help them actually articulate, communicate what they're thinking. So in other words, if, let's say, you have a situation where students are not behaving in the right way in class, I would actually have a one-to-one conversation with that student and start asking them questions about what they observe about their behavior and whether that behavior is acceptable behavior or not. So it really is having that dialogue and open communication. And that brings me to my 3rd point about how to inspire and motivate students. And that is not to answer their questions. And I know that that sounds really strange, but I see my role in the classroom as not the answering machine. I am not there walking around spilling out answers to different problems that are posed. If the students are asking me about, in terms of instructions of what to do, of course, I can try and clarify them, or I can try to scaffold their thinking a bit more, or I can ask, I think there's collective intelligence in the classroom. I can ask one of their partners to explain it to them, if it's in terms of instructions or directions on how to do a task. But I think it's important that we pose questions back and help our students to think. So if a student asks you, is this question right or wrong? I actually never say whether it's right or wrong. I'll say, well, what do you think? And show me how you worked it out. And did you check it? So did you actually go through the process of checking whether that answer is correct or not? And we want students to be able to identify and self-regulate and self-manage themselves. My third suggestion is not to answer all of the questions that students pose, but to pose questions back, to utilize that idea of the collective intelligence in the room as well, and to really encourage our students to be more independent thinkers and critical thinkers by posing questions back to them. Okay, so they're my 3 suggestions. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to put it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for joining me again this week. I hope you're all safe and well, and hope to see you next time. Bye.